You don't fail to find peace because you're not trying hard enough. You fail because you're trying to catch it. The harder you run, the further it stays. Some things don't move away to test you. They move away because you are chasing. You've felt this before. The moment you tell yourself, I just want to be happy. And suddenly, nothing feels enough. You do more, fix more, improve more. You chase calm with productivity. You chase happiness with effort. You chase peace like a destination. But the closer you think you are, the more tense your body becomes. Your breathing tightens. Your mind speeds up. And quietly, peace turns into something you must catch. Something that keeps moving just ahead of you. Long ago, there was a child who lived at the edge of a small village. One afternoon, as the sun began to lower, the child stepped onto the dirt road in front of the house. The child looked down and noticed something for the first time. A shadow was following. It was long, thin, always just behind. The child felt curious. It walked faster. The shadow moved faster too. It ran. The shadow ran. The child turned around, but the shadow never stayed still long enough to be caught. It slipped away, always keeping a small distance, close enough to see, never close enough to touch. The child grew frustrated. If I run faster, I will catch it. The child ran across the field, across the stream, along familiar paths. The shadow stayed, longer, heavier, still there. The child's breathing grew rough. Its legs began to ache. Its chest burned, but it did not stop. If I stop, it wins. At last, the child fell onto the grass, lying there, breathing hard, facing the sky. There was no strength left to run. After a while, the breathing slowed. The wind moved through the grass. The sun continued to set. The child opened its eyes. The shadow was still there, but now it was shorter, softer, resting quietly beside the body. The child did not chase it, did not turn away. It simply lay there, doing nothing. As the sun disappeared, the shadow slowly faded, not because it was caught, not because it was defeated, but because there was no longer light to create it. The child stood up and walked home, carrying no shadow and needing to leave nothing behind. The child never realized something important. The shadow was never an enemy, and it was never something to catch. It appeared only because there was light, and it moved only because the child moved. The shadow did not run ahead. It did not fall behind. It only responded. Every step created it. Every rush stretched it longer. The faster the child ran, the heavier the shadow became. Not because it wanted to win, but because chasing gave it strength. Peace works the same way. The moment you decide, I need to feel peaceful now, peace becomes a shadow. It starts following your effort, your plans, your strategies. You don't notice it at first. You think you are moving toward peace, but peace is simply reacting to how fast you're moving. So it stays close enough to see, never close enough to rest. Happiness works the same way. The more you try to secure it, the more conditions you attach to it. I'll be happy when... I'll be calm once. I'll feel okay after. And with every condition, the shadow grows longer. Not because happiness is cruel, but because it cannot arrive while being pursued. The child only saw the truth when the body could no longer run, when effort collapsed, when the chase ended on its own. Only then did the shadow soften. Not because something was achieved, but because nothing was being demanded. Peace does not disappear when you stop chasing it. It simply stops needing to stay ahead of you. He is a middle-aged man living in Florida. A regular job, a stable income, weekends free from work. Nothing is demanding him on Saturday. All week, he waits for it. Saturday, the day that is supposed to be lighter. When Saturday comes, he wakes up early. Not because he has to, because there are things to do. He starts with the garage. It won't take long, just a bit of organizing. But once he begins, he notices more. Things out of place, tools that could be arranged better, boxes that should finally be sorted. He keeps going. Then the gym. He checks his schedule, moves things around, plans the sessions he missed. After that, meal prep, chopping, packing, labeling containers for the week ahead. Health feels like something that needs to be managed properly. Then the family calendar, adjusting times, rearranging commitments, making everything fit. By the time afternoon arrives, the day is already full. He tells himself, once this is done, I'll rest. Sunday comes. He wants the morning to run smoothly, so he prepares, lays things out, sets reminders, tries to make the next week easier before it even begins. In the late afternoon, he finally sits down on the couch. The house is quiet. His body is tired. But the day feels unfinished. There is no clear moment where rest begins. The weekend passes like a long checklist. When Monday arrives, nothing went wrong. But nothing truly stopped either. He doesn't notice it yet. He wasn't resting. He was doing everything possible so that rest could happen later. And the more he did, the further that moment stayed. She is a woman in her 40s, living in the suburbs, a stable home, a family that works. Nothing dramatic is happening in her life. And yet, she often feels something is missing. Not sadness, not crisis, just a quiet sense that she isn't truly happy yet. So she starts doing everything she's supposed to do. She reads self-help books, listens to podcasts in the morning, writes a gratitude journal every night. 3 things she's thankful for. No matter what, she meditates for 10 minutes a day, tracks her mood, notes her thoughts, trying to understand herself better. She isn't doing this out of curiosity. She's doing it to reach a state, a version of herself that feels lighter, calmer, more complete. But slowly, something changes. The more she watches herself, the more she finds problems. Today she wasn't positive enough. Yesterday, she lost patience. Another day feels empty for no reason. Her emotions become something to evaluate, to fix, to improve. Happiness stops being a feeling. It becomes a standard, something slightly ahead of her. Not here yet, not enough yet. Try harder. She keeps going, checking in, correcting, adjusting. Until one day, she notices something quietly. The moments she tries hardest to feel happy are the moments that feel the tightest. She doesn't realize it yet. Happiness didn't disappear. It simply couldn't stay while being constantly watched. The more she tried to hold it, the more it slipped through her hands. There are days when nothing is wrong. Life works. The routine holds. And still, by the end of the day, something feels tired in a way rest doesn't reach. You were busy. You were careful. You did what needed to be done. And yet, there is no moment you can point to and say, "That's when I stopped." The child ran. The man filled the weekend. The woman kept checking herself. Different lives, the same quiet movement, not chasing because they wanted more, but because slowing down felt unsafe. So effort continued. One more task, one more adjustment, one more attempt to feel okay, until there was no energy left to keep going. And in that pause, nothing was solved. But something softened, not because it was found, but because it was no longer being chased. You don't have to arrive anywhere tonight. For now, you can simply stop running